Close to home, we continue to celebrate Women's History Month with some of the most prolific business owners right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Some of your favorite local eateries are owned and operated by women, including Nothing Bundt Cakes, with locations in Canton, Novi, Troy, and right here in West Bloomfield. Joining us now is their local owner and manager, Kelly Rankin, on the Splash Live. Kelly, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Tyler. I appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to have you on and to get to know your story, because it's so interesting to not only talk to these inspiring women who have not only started their own business but have been thriving in that business, but to sort of get the background of how they got from point A to point Z where they are at presently. So take us through a little bit of your journey and that ultimately led you to owning these local franchises of Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Absolutely, absolutely. My background is in automotive quality. So I had a 24-year career, primarily with Lear Corporation. And when I left, I was a vice president of quality, and I had 8 assembly plants that reported to me. And my philosophy is process, whether you're making car seats, whether you're making cakes. And I wanted to do something where I had a little more hands-on involvement in the business. And that is what led me to looking at Nothing Bundt Cakes. I was actually down in Texas for an ops review, and someone brought in cake. I'd not heard of it. We weren't in Michigan at the time, and that started approximately in 2015, I believe. And I opened my first bakery in late 2017. And so many of the principles that I used and applied when I was going through my automotive career, I still apply today in my bakeries. And moving from one bakery to 2 to 3 to 4, it's certainly been a journey. I have learned so much and worked so hard, but it's been an amazing journey.
And you said it, you made an interesting point, that quality is quality, whether it's in automotive or in the food service. And so that's always sort of been that guiding star for you in your business, whether you were in your executive capacity in your previous career or now in your executive and ownership capacity in your current career. But take us through some of the challenges that you overcame along the way, because that's kind of a big transition to go from automotive into food services.
Yes, so there were many challenges. As a quality professional in automotive, I called someone when there was an HR issue. I called someone when there was a building issue. I called someone when we had to do, if there was something around marketing, and I wear all of those hats now. Certainly, I have a very strong team, very strong leaders in my bakery that support that. But ultimately, the buck stops with me. Those are my employees. Those are my team members. That is my cake. It represents both the brand and me and how we, bake it, frost it, present it to our guests. So all of that, sits very squarely on my shoulders, which is fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. But those challenges, they continue to come up every day. Every week, I'll talk to my team members or my area manager and say, that's never happened before. But, we confront the issue, we figure out a solution, and we move forward. So there's not a day that goes by that there isn't some sort of challenge, but I have learned so much and continue to learn every day. And I think that truly is a gift.
We celebrate Women's History Month with another one of our prolific local female business owners in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Kelly Rankin from Nothing Bundt Cakes is with us on the Splash Live today. And Kelly, what's great about our community is we have such a diverse population of different businesses, different business owners with so much different experience in different sectors of business as well. And so as you operate your business here in Greater West Bloomfield, you're able to do so surrounded by other women in prominent positions as well. And so how has that discourse in your local community helped you continue to grow your business, but also inspired you to take those next steps in your career as you move forward?
Absolutely. So I am surrounded, even in my own shopping center, by women-owned businesses, and those owners come by all the time. When we first opened, we're coming up on a year almost, which is hard to believe, in our West Bloomfield store. But they come by. There are words of encouragement. We swap stories. We swap any sort of suggestions or best practices, and it really is very gratifying to be able to help other business owners in general, but especially women-owned business owners, as well as receive that information and that experience from them. And it's been great because every single bakery that I own, the community is slightly different, right? So West Bloomfield is slightly different from Novi, which is slightly different from Canton. So the welcoming way that I've been received has been amazing, and it really has helped us acclimate to the community in a way that I think we would not have been able to in any other circumstance.
And you told a little bit of the story of how that interaction with the community just in your own building has helped you grow this business, but you also do a lot on the outside of your building in the community, interfacing with greater West Bloomfield, not just West Bloomfield proper, but our surrounding communities as well. How does that contribute to you continuing to be able to grow your business, but also bring back to that sort of central focus from throughout your career of maintaining a certain quality in the product that you're providing?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we spend a lot of time outside of our four walls fostering relationships with the community, whether it's directly in West Bloomfield, Farmington Hills, Farmington, Southfield, et cetera. And certainly when we're doing that, I always want to be at my best and present our best product. I know our product speaks for itself, the cake speaks for itself, but in connecting with people, which is one of our core tenets, making those genuine connections, it certainly strengthens the business relationship. It strengthens people's view of what we do and how we do it. And we always want to present a good face. So again, those interactions are key to our business model and our success. And they have certainly seeded many opportunities for the bakeries, all four of my bakeries, because I may, be at an event for the chamber and might meet somebody who's really from the east side, if you will. And we're able to make connections and seed business into my Troy location. So it really is a wonderful way to interact with other business owners. And like I said, it's just been such a gift and such a great part of the journey.
You made the jump, Kelly, from quality control in the automotive industry into the restaurant business in the local area. Now you have a business that has been thriving and has been in business in West Bloomfield for, as you said, almost a year. So for those other women that are either starting their businesses now or getting ready to, or maybe have an idea for taking that big leap, what's the best advice that you can give them that maybe you wish you would have known as you were starting your journey?
I would say trust your instincts, trust yourself. I think people in general, but especially women, we have a tendency to second guess a lot of the decisions. And as your previous interviewee talked about, you want to make the right decisions every single time. There are always going to be some issues or you won't have all the data at all the time to make a perfect decision, but you want to make the best decision with the data that you have at the time. And so I always tell when I'm talking to other women-owned businesses, business owners, or people who are thinking about going into business, trust your instincts and build your group of advisors. And that's the best advice I can give to people. It's just I didn't trust a lot of my decisions early on, and they were fine. They were great decisions. And they certainly have served me well. But the anxiety that caused was, I think a little bit detrimental in some ways, but certainly just the trust in yourself and what you're doing and that you can do it.
Yeah, well,
Never did I think I would be here at this point in my life. So sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's all right. And as we talk about building those dreams, we call it Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. And that's exactly what Kelly did with Nothing Bundt Cakes here in West Bloomfield, as well as in surrounding areas like Troy and in Canton as well. You can find more information on Nothing Bundt Cakes on their website, nothingbundtcakes.com. That's nothing, B-U-N-D-T, cakes.com, or visit their location in the Boardwalk Shopping Center on the Boulevard on Orchard Lake Road right here in West Bloomfield. Kelly, anything else that you'd like us to know about your business or about your journey to this success before we let you go today?
I would just say we're coming up on two of our biggest holidays of the year. Think of us when it comes to Easter and Mother's Day. We are here to support you in your busy schedules. If you don't have time to bake it, we do, and we're happy to support you in that. So thank you again for your time, Tyler. I really appreciate it.
Glad to have you on as well. Kelly Rankin from Nothing Bundt Cakes in West Bloomfield as we celebrate women-owned businesses right here in our community. Thank you so much for your time today.